Hey internet! So it's been a while since I have uploaded. I do have a lot of videos to edit, I've just been kind of busy. But I thought I would film a video today anyway. It's just a couple days after Thanksgiving, so I am where else but in a cemetery, of course. Something like 30 degrees out here, so this might be a bit of a short video. You can see the snow on the ground back here. But my reasons for being here are twofold. First of all, there is a interesting grave that I know of in this cemetery that, I don't know, I just kind of thought it was interesting and I wanted to check it out. We were in the area anyway because we're visiting family. And the second reason is something that I thought was really cool that I would share with you guys. I don't know if any of you have heard of the website called FindAGrave, but it's basically a volunteer-run website that is really trying to catalog as many graves as it possibly can, as many resting places. And it's, like I said, all volunteer run, so any information or photographs that are taken are done by people who just come out to cemeteries and take photos for anyone looking for a specific grave. So you can submit a request. I think it's usually like people looking for family history, and people can see those requests and you can search by like where's by you, or maybe you're going like me out somewhere and you can see, oh, someone needs a photo of this one, and you can take a photo, submit to the website for that person. And that's what I am doing. I'm out in this tiny little cemetery in Minnesota, hoping to fill a request for someone who is looking for, I'm guessing a relative, probably someone who doesn't want to make it up to Minnesota just to take a photo for their family history file. I'm looking for an Olaus, and it's actually a pretty old grave. Let me bring up, yes, it's 1864 to 1933. So I'm gonna take a look through here, see if I can find it. I think there are a couple other cemeteries in this area though, so if there's more than one with this name, maybe I won't find it today, but even if I don't, but hopefully I will, I will show you this other kind of interesting set of graves. I can actually see it from where I'm standing, but let's take a look for Olaus and see if we can't get a photo for this distant family member. Oh, this is a pretty cool one. I like the engraving up here. Hopefully I'm not missing any under the snow. There's a pretty old one that has an interesting epitaph. I think it says, "Budded on earth to bloom in heaven." Oh, okay. I just found another one that has that same epitaph. I guess that wasn't quite as original as I thought. This is actually kind of weirdly nostalgic because my parents were really big into doing family history stuff, so we would come out to, a lot of my dad's side is from Iowa. Okay, just had to make sure I wasn't missing any. And so we would walk around looking for specific graves. We used to do rubbings of it when we found it. You know, take like a crayon and that's not weird, is it? Maybe that's why I like to walk around cemeteries. But yeah, this is actually kind of fun. There was a weird time where, I think this was also in Iowa, where we were down looking for a grave and there was a tornado warning that started up. And you know, whoa, where are we gonna go? Well, there was one other young couple in the cemetery at the time, and they're like, come on, just come to our house, we're just down the road. So we ended up going with these random people for about an hour or so whenever the storm warning lifted up. But that's like a really random early memory I have. There's a couple that are, yeah, under ice here. I'm kind of worried it's maybe buried in one of these drifts. This is a very Norwegian heavy graveyard. There's a ton of Olsons. Many Olsons. A lot of Larsons. Johnsons. Okay, I'm gonna check this last section over here. It's definitely gonna be one of these super old looking ones. Oh, Olaf! So close. Oh, I wonder if this broke recently. I don't, well, I can't just set it back on top. There, it's a little better. So many Olsons. So many Olsons. I think this is the oldest one we've seen so far. It's 1844. A Sorensen. Alright, here we go. Got some Norwegian on this fellow's grave. I knew someone was gonna have it. I ran it through Google Translate. It says, "Such are the dead who..." This may not be a great translation. "Such are the dead who die in the Lord." I'm guessing it's more like a, you don't die if you are held with the Lord, you know, kind of thing. But I knew we'd see some Norwegian out here. Alright, Olaus, you win this time. We're gonna throw in the towel for today. Starting to feel my fingers freezing. I'm gonna go warm up and then I'm gonna show you this other, I don't know, I thought it was kind of interesting group of graves over that way. It's a fairly decent sized cemetery. Fairly big. I think there might be some hidden under the snow. And then also, like I was saying, there is a couple small cemeteries in this area. This request I was trying to fill was submitted in September of 2020, so maybe the reason why it hasn't been filled yet is because it's at one of those really small cemeteries and no one's been able to quite find it yet. But whew, we'll be back out at some point and we'll try again. So this was the little group of graves I was talking about earlier. You can see they're all the same. Weird, right? So the graves are all belonging to the Orphan's home. There was a Lutheran orphanage in the area, apparently, back in like the early 1900s. Well, we can check the dates on some of these graves, but yeah, I just thought that was interesting. I didn't realize there was one. And a lot of the children were from Norway, which is what's kind of interesting about the headstone here. It actually is Danish, apparently. I was kind of surprised at that. I assumed it would have been Norwegian, but yeah, that's what Google Translate detected it as anyway. If you can give me a better translation than what I can get, that would be good in the comments. It was basically a sentiment of like, God giveth and God taketh away and all that kind of stuff. Looks like the top part of the tombstone broke away at some point. I wonder what was up there. Is there any more under this lichen? Doesn't look like it. Alright. Yeah, it looks like the graves are 1891, 1900s, early 1900s, 1912. It's kind of interesting. My boyfriend mentioned it too, but like all these last names, you know, that we were seeing in the cemetery while we were looking, and on these orphan graves, these are all last names of people that we grew up with in school, you know? It's the same Norwegian families. Yeah, it looks like 1920 is one of the latest ones in the lineup here. I just read kind of a small amount about the orphanage that was out here. It sounded like they had something about like 30 kids at a time. Yeah, it was interesting. And I thought I would, you know, come out around the holidays, I guess, and pay my respects. Yeah, it was kind of fun and interesting looking around this graveyard, seeing so much Norwegian kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't know, that's just kind of this area, so if you're not familiar with that, that might be especially interesting to you. Where I grew up, it's, yeah, very Norwegian, German. You can buy a lefse year-round at the grocery store. And yeah, it's very, very familiar being out here. So anyway, I will see you in the next video. I'm gonna go warm up my fingers. I'll see you later. Bye!